everything is clean. What's up, YouTube? Sorry, I always have to do it. This is totally going on your YouTube channel, isn't it?
Maybe.
She's saying food security.
What's that?
I'm just laughing. She's saying food security. She can pass this on to
Just a little bit. Normally the wax comes off, the paraffin comes off easier. So I've been in the box, open the plate, and pretty quickly, like I said, I'll clean my ports, suck up water, come on in and pull out the tissue. Clean that. Just a couple cc's, I don't need very much. And then this is the thing that we can all get up close on. So I have the bevel or opening of the needle pointing downward. And I'll come in and I'll clamshell this normally, which is so you guys can see. And of course, normally my stem would have not hit, it'd be like, have sort of the leading edge going on. I wouldn't have let it get to the whole edge of the plate. So I come right up to the leading edge and drop just a little bubble of water, not very much. And basically just gently scuff the tissue off the agar. I don't need any agar. I'm mostly trying to suspend the mycelium into the water bubble. And I usually do this in 5-10 seconds, or as quick as I can. And so folks can come up real quick and kind of see the water, the mycelium sort of floating around in the water. Not very much, and that's fine. I can do this in a second wave for like another second group or
Or
whatever.
could you put the projector thing?
Sure. I'll try. Sometimes it doesn't see it very well. Yeah, you can't.
Alright. No, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So then the bevel's down so that I can then easily suck this mycelium water back up. And then I'll shake it and I'll see just the tiniest little pieces, and what's in there right now, which is not very much, is fine. So I'll pass that around. So then of course I'll quickly shoot that in there. I'll just pass that around so you guys can shake it and see what I'm talking about.
Do you boil the jar with the,
I sterilize it in the pressure cooker the night before.
and then you have the silicone lid on the jar at that time? And then what's covering the hole that you will later use as an vent with the...
Any of the things I mentioned, it could be the air filter is already in there.
And it just dries out later.
Actually, sorry, that's a really good point that I didn't mention. Thank you. I just realized is that when I'm cooking, this is in your book, so it's noted in the book, but I put foil on the lids to protect the filter from getting wet from steam. So thank you. It's in your book. It says to add a aluminum foil cap over your lids. So all these steps, it'll say add a screw on an airport lid and cover with an aluminum foil cap.
So if you're boiling the jars to sterilize them instead of using the pressure cooker, then...
I would still do this because you don't want steam to get your air filter wet. If the air filter gets wet, it becomes like a highway.
The water's only like halfway up.
True, but steam gets the air
Right.
filter wet, and then it becomes a pathway for things to enter the jar. So yeah, this cooked with this on there last night, cooled, and then now in the box, so I don't need that.
And are these different types of silicone? I mean,
It's both RTV.
Okay.
They make clear and they make red.
okay.
Yeah, but you buy them at the hardware store, auto store. They both vulcanize and do not melt in the pressure cooker.
Mhm.
So they're the same thing.
How long is it gonna take the mycelium to start growing?
We'll talk about that next. Yeah, just one at a time for different folks.
Silicone, does it have to be food grade necessarily?
No. Yeah, we're just using the hardware store stuff.
So the reason this is out of the box is because you have this awesome top,
This
right?
is in the box. This third
I mean,
inoculation method,
Right.
because we're working with agar, the first two could be outside the box, and the rest of what we're gonna do with the liquid is outside of the box.
Right. So the one outside the box was, you can also do that if you had a jar of green and you have the special top. You just-
We're gonna do the grains next. absolutely.
Oh,
But
okay.
the beauty, I think your question is why can we be outside the box?
Yeah.
And why we can be outside the box is because as long as the syringe and needle is clean, and we clean the port, the insides of the jars have been sterilized, so they're all clean inside.
Yeah.
And it's going from clean into super clean into another super clean thing. And as long as we keep the needle clean and the place where we poke it, you know, contaminants
'Cause I-
don't enter. It works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just because I remember seeing people do liquid culture in a lab, but I think that's because they didn't have the tops of the jars. set
That's
up
the
like
gift
that.
that Mr. Hippie, he's not Mr., it's the Hippie 3. It's a funny name, but the dude, I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, I love the guy, he's, you know, rest in peace, but it's this incredible contribution. It's
Yeah.
like this unbelievable thing that he's being
It's
to
so
the world.
simple.
It's elegant, you know, it's elegant, but
Just-
it does something that's never been possible before.
Just wanna be sure, so you put the whole thing with the lid on tight into the pressure.
Yeah, you tighten that down, put the aluminum foil cap on, and then we sterilize it.
You do it tight, you don't leave it a little loose.
Because I got the filter for pressure release if needed.
And can you
That's
autoclave,
what
or,
our,
can you put the
Mr.
syringes in the like? push it?
Yep, so I wrap it in
They'll hold
foil
it?
and, for like 15-20 minutes when I cook the sugar water. At like an hour they would melt and work and stuff, yeah.
Why do you wrap them in aluminum foil?
So that they can then store on the shelf for months and
So
stuff
they
will,
take it out.
because I mean, that's an open, right? So stuff could fly in there, but they're sealed, I wrap them like a burrito, real tight, and nothing gets in there and they're good.
So exciting.
We started